What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 640 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the City of Vineland. It's KB coming at you from Underground Studios. And for the first time in 2 weeks, it is the People's Champ, the host with the most. He's back, and it is Mr. Patty Pitts.
The Renaissance man who always thinks he can. And as Kyle said, yes, the champ of the peeps is back in the underground. Kyle, it has been a minute and a half since I have been here.
Let's actually do some quick math.
Let's do some Mathan.
It has been exactly
It's been
20,160 minutes since you have last appeared on Underground Sports Philadelphia.
How? Wait, why? Can we?
It has been 2 weeks since your last episode. You said it's been a minute. It's actually been 20,160 minutes.
How do you measure a cup of coffee?
Measure a year.
Distance.
In daylight.
Seconds.
In cups of coffee.
Coffee. I love how you appreciate theater. I love that.
I molded.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have people like that up here that are in my friend circle and whatnot. Where it's tough. But yeah.
Since the last time you've been on the show, Drake and Kendrick Lamar had a rap beef.
Oh my god, it was before.
Delco Danny is now on social media.
Dude, that motherfucker. I'm at work, just slinging the fish, and I get a notification. And now, thanks to you, that in my AirPods, I have to use my old ones. So I had to reprogram.
Let's not deflect here.
We're by proxy.
For everybody at home, Pat Pitts left his AirPods here. WrestleMania weekend. Left them right here. Right here.
I really can't say a bad thing because it was such a nice day.
Some socks, some pants, some
dude,
underpants.
When I go places, we just I was there.
I told DJ, he said that motherfucker planned on coming back.
You damn right I did. What? What do you mean?
It was great.
Mikasa Sukasa.
What else? Yeah, Delco Danny's on social. Sean Merriman came on one of our podcasts.
That was big news.
And as they were 2 weeks ago, they were building towards it, but they still are. The Fightin' Phils are still the best goddamn team in Major League Baseball, as they are battling with the Texas Rangers right now, as Taijuan Walker gets out of a little trouble. 2-2 heading to the bottom of the third. But the Fightins are the best goddamn team in baseball, baby, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk.
I had a Mets fan say that. Too.
Love to see that. We love to see that. Yes. We'll talk a little birds. We'll talk a little NHL playoffs, a little NBA playoffs, and we'll get into the mix with everything. But before we get started, make sure you guys are following us on all the socials at Underground PHI across the board. Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI. You can follow Pitsy on all the socials at Patty_Pitts. That's PADDY_Pitts. Follow me at KBIZZL311. Subscribe to the podcast feed on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Goes a long way for helping the show continue to grow, and it really does help when you guys subscribe. So keep subscribing. Leave those 5-star reviews. And, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Smash that like button. Ring the bell icon. Leave a comment down below. We're at 793 subscribers. Let's get to 800 before the end of the month. Let's keep that rolling. Let's get to 900. Let's get to 1,000, and then we go plaque chasing for 100,000, and then we go, I think once we surpass Iceland in subscribers, we got to take a company trip to Iceland.
Okay.
It's a little over 330,000.
Let's do it. Let's make that like a thing. All right. Is when we pass the population
of Iceland. So once we are completely in the clear, Iceland's population as of 2022 is 382,003 people. Once we get to 400K, we go to Iceland.
Yeah, because you gotta think about population. Oh, I was thinking straight up literal is you gotta think for inflation.
Yeah, but you gotta also have like that clear like separation point where
that's
like, we got
enough.
to 382,004 and then someone unsubscribes and it's like, what the fuck? Iceland overtook us again. But I think once we get to 400K, we're gonna take a company trip to Iceland.
Dude, I'm for that. I gotta get my passport though.
Same. So you're not alone. But we got time because we're only at 793. So
but it's nice to have goals. It's nice to have goals.
Giant wave of subscribers right now. Let's keep it rolling though.
Let's go, peeps.
And of course, this show is presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Pitsy, the Phils are the best team in baseball, and I love it. It fuels me. It builds me to be an incredible human. Your microphone's muted, which makes me laugh right now. But the Phils being the best team in baseball, you don't understand what it does to me. It makes me feel invincible. Like
I'm happy for you, though.
I have superpowers right now because Braves fans' brains are in shambles. I mentioned this on a couple episodes ago that, like, when you open up their brains, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! When they opened up the Pharaoh's mind as JT Realmuto sends this one deep to left into the stands. The fighting Phils have a 3-2 lead. Let's go. Take that, sports specs wearing Dane Dunning. Let's go.
Woo!
You see what that just did to me? I just level. It was like Thanos dropping in one of the Infinity Stones into the gauntlet. I'm dangerous. I'm a mad man.
Crazy.
I'm crazy, folks. Go crazy.
You're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I'm cuckoo for Phillies baseball. And this segment is brought to you by our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. If you want to gear up for the Fightin' Phils this entire summer, they are the place to go. T-shirts, they've got hoodies. Obviously, you want to have a fun night out. You know, I think there's very few things that top the simplest pleasure of the summer pits, and I think you can agree with me on this one. That late night when you get the homies hanging out, whole friend group, whole nice crew assembled, and sun goes down, you get a nice little fire pit going in the backyard.
Yes, we do.
Nothing compares to just the vibes of that, and sometimes you got to throw in a hoodie for that.
You do.
PHI Apparel Company's got you covered there. You can get your Phillies apparel, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, Union, and of course Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch as well. Hoodies and shirts from us. They are the best merch in the game, and if you want to stand out in the crowd, whether you're going to Citizens Bank Park, kicking it with the homies, going out to a bar, watching the Phils from home, whatever it may be, look your best, stand out, and go to phiapparel.co. And when you go to checkout with your cart filled to the gills, use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off your merch order. Most effective and direct way to support everything we're doing here at Underground Sports Philadelphia. So go to phiapparel.co and use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off your merch orders. Pissy, the Phils are on a historic tear right now. It is truly marvelous to watch because what they're doing has never happened in my lifetime.
Oh, that's great.
All of this happened in 1976 and in 1993 before I was born. So I'm witnessing history for my lifetime right now with what they're doing. When the Phillies got to 20 games over 500 over the weekend, fastest they've done that since 1993 and 1976. Tied for the best start in franchise history. The last 5 National League teams, Patty Pitts, to start 34-14 are as follows. The 2024 Phillies, on a tear right now, looking real good. The last team to do it was the 2016 Chicago Cubs. Pitsy, what was significant about the 2016 Chicago Cubs? Oh, that's right. They broke the curse and won the World Series.
They did. They did do that.
The next team to do it was the fraudulent 1998 Braves, that their most claim to fame right now is that Morgan Wallen wrote a song about them because they underachieved and lost 4-2 in the NLCS to the San Diego Padres. The next team to do it after that was the 1993 Phillies, and Patty Pitts, what's significant about the 1993 Phillies? Oh, that's right, they went to the World Series. They didn't win, but they went.
All right, so we're looking at a nice playoff run.
And then the final team to do it, the 1986 New York Metropolitans, the New York Mets in 86. What did that team do, Patty Pitts? Oh, that's right, they won the World Series.
Let's leave it at that.
2 out of the last 4, not including this Phillies team, won the World Series. 3 out of the last 4 made it to the World Series. And the other, complete culmination, at least got to the NLCS. That's pretty damn good. Now, let's not put ourselves in the same category as the 98 Braves, but more so in the category of the 2016 Cubs and the 86 Mets, and win a fucking World Series with this team, because they are en fuego right now.
See, to me, this screams that it needs to be balanced out. I'm not in on them winning the World Series based off that, but you know what? You're going to have a fun October.
And you know how I get in October, Patty Pitts.
You get red hot.
I get real red and I get real hot.
You get red hot. You
I
get
look
red
my
hot.
Best. I look like a fucking hot tamale, no free ads.
Yeah, and on Sundays, you're Christmas themed. It's incredible.
It's incredible. I get the overalls on. I'm a brand new human being when those Foco overalls go on.
I'm shocked I didn't see those when I strolled down to Philly.
It wasn't time yet. It was still early.
It was pretty early and very cold. It was very cold.
The overalls, I've been seeing them a ton at Citizens Bank Park, and they got the new iterations of them. They got the throwback powder blues with the paint splatters on them that they're selling down at the team store.
Dude, those would be sick. The powder blues would be dope.
I got to get to short talls, though. I'm still all in on the short talls for the summertime. Got to have a summertime fit, and then we go back to the pinstripes for the postseason.
That's a barbecue outfit to me. Is the nice short talls.
Well, they just dropped their chef hat and aprons.
Dude, chef hats?
Yeah. Have you seen these?
No.
I'm going to send you a picture of them.
I see chef hats every single day. No, I said chef hats, not Siri. It's not Siri. I see chef hats every single day.
Yeah, they got the oven.
Probably
It's a whole
times.
chef set. They got the oven mitts, the chef hat, and the aprons.
Dude, that's adorable.
Looking clean, looking fine. Shout out to all the dads. Perfect Father's Day
Look at
gift.
this.
Look at that. It's beautiful.
That if Dickie Pitts was rocking a Patriots,
You got to get that for him for Father's Day.
He'd slap me. He would absolutely slap the shit out of me. Be like, what are you doing?
Need it. Need to see it. We'll talk about Foco a little more later on in the show. But Pitsy, we are looking pretty fucking smart right now. Because remember way back when? One of the last times you were on the show before your break.
Yeah, was it?
We were
going over Phillies.
We were chatting about the schedule.
Yes. This is when I was actually in the underground.
And that was right before they played the Angels to end the month of April. Since then, Pitts, when I said that this Phillies team, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise us if they went 24-7 or better by the time June 2nd was over. Since then, They have only lost 4 games. We're still on track.
That's
We're
incredible.
We're still on track. They
We're just
are
pacing away.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They've played 20 games. They're 16-4 in their last 20.
That's actually insane. That's pretty good, Jim. That's pretty good, Jim.
And they have to go 8-3 in their next 11 for me to be exact.
And that's not even out of the realm of possibility either.
With the game going on right now against the Rangers, another game tomorrow being Thursday, as you guys are listening to this, Thursday afternoon against the Rangers. 3 on the road in Colorado against the dog-water Colorado Rockies. 3 on the road against the underachieving San Francisco Giants. And then 3 at home against the underachieving, pretty terrible St. Louis Cardinals.
Fuck the Cardinals.
It's not out of the realm of possibility that
I
I'm going
hope
to go
they
back to
sweep
that
them.
episode, and I'm going to clip the shit out of them.
I hate the Cardinals so much. So
Did you see their horrific City Connect jerseys?
No.
The front of them say the Lou.
Yeah, that
That's
means
the
toilet,
toilet.
man. Yeah, that means the motherfucking
Yeah, that's
toilet.
where those jerseys belong, in the toilet.
Wait, oh man, now I
They're
gotta
so
look that
bad.
up. Oh, that's terrible.
The Phils right now, though, Patty Pitts, they are pitching extremely well. Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez is got to be the NL Cy Young frontrunner right now. He is 9-0 in his first 10 starts. A 1.36 ERA. Absolutely
That's really good.
dominating opponents. Christopher Sanchez is pitching extremely well. Taijuan Walker has been solid. The bullpen has been fantastic. Alec Boehm has to be, and we are coming together as Phillies Twitter. We are assembling a team, as Nick Fury once said, and going to will Alec Boehm to the All-Star game as the starting third baseman, because there's no other third baseman in the National League that you could convince me deserves to be the starting third baseman in the All-Star game than Alec Boehm. There's nobody. Yeah. There's nobody you can convince me.
You kept me informed. You kept me informed while I was sick.
Bryce Harper is on fire still, playing extremely well. Bryson Stott is on fire, playing extremely well. And the Phillies are doing this all without Trey Turner. That's another thing that's happened since the last time you were on. Trey Turner's been out with a hamstring injury, and they're still on fire like this.
See, that's good to see, especially now, with the end of May, whatnot.
But of course,
Don't really
none of
need
these
it.
none of these wins count because they're not against teams that are above 500. If you're out there saying that, Braves fans, this is what I have to say to you.
I do completely disagree with that. A win's a win, regardless.
Every team that the Phillies have played,
doesn't matter. 16-4, dude.
They knock them below 500 half the time.
Yeah. So I don't
hilarious
see that
to me. They beat the defending World Series champions last night, and they're beating them right now, but below 500 doesn't count. Strength of schedule in baseball apparently matters. No, it fucking doesn't, because last year they implemented the balanced schedule so everyone plays every team, you fucking buffoons.
Yeah, and it's already 162 games. Like
morons. Braves fans' brains are cooked, fried, sizzled, destroyed.
You know how the axe on the hat? It's on the hat. It looks like it went through their head too.
Literally,
Jesus.
they are truly just that the amount of copium that they have had to ingest. Oh, the Phillies haven't played anybody that's above 500 since opening weekend. When we played the Pirates, they were above 500, and we split with them. When we played the Reds, both times they were above 500. We split and lost a series to them. When we played the Rangers yesterday, we knocked them below 500. I just truly don't understand the whole moniker of debating playing teams that are above or under 500. Going into Sunday, I did some math because I was like, let's see what this really is. There's more teams that are below 500 in Major League Baseball across the board, not just the National League, but all of baseball, than there are above 500. You have better odds to play a team that's below 500 than above. It's just how math works. And I'm looking right now, National League-wise, the teams that are above 500 as of this recording: Phillies, Braves, Brewers, Cubs, Dodgers. There's 5 teams in the National League. 1/3 of the National League is above 500.
It's a very small group.
Then we go to the American League. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams above 500 and 1 team at 500. Do a little math there. That's 13 teams at 500 or better. That's still more than half of Major League Baseball below 500.
Because it's May. It's May. Like, that's just how it's going to happen sometimes.
It just truly blows my mind. And, of course, Braves fans last year were talking about, oh, you play who's on your schedule. You play who's in front of you. Like, shut the fuck up, you fucking losers. It blows my mind how just, like...
Well, because they're losing to you now.
It's so funny. Dude,
they're 2.
The Phillies are 6 games above the Braves in the standings.
That's insane. I don't know. To me, like, being ahead by that much is...
In May.
I don't know. In May. It's just weird. Like, it should be, like, always close until like, a little bit before the All-Star.
And we don't play the Braves again until July 4th weekend.
So that's a good matchup. That's a good 4th of July.
4th of July weekend is going to be fucking electric.
Yeah, that's a good 4th of July matchup.
But that's the next opportunity the Braves get a chance to, like, even out with the Phillies in the division. But guess what? Against common opponents this year, going into today, the Phillies are 12-2 against common opponents that the Phillies and Braves have played against. The Braves are 9-8 against those teams.
See, those are the stats.
Skill issue.
Operator error.
I didn't realize how difficult it was to sweep the White Sox until I saw early on in the season that the Braves lost to the White Sox.
I think, yeah.
Makes you think.
That's tough.
I didn't realize how hard it was to not lose a series to the New York Mets until I saw the Braves lose a series to the New York Mets.
That's tough.
I didn't realize how difficult it was to go on the road and win a series out west until I saw the Braves go and lose 2 out of 3 in Seattle against the Mariners and get swept by the
Couldn't
Dodgers.
Be us.
Got swept by the Dodgers. I didn't realize how difficult it was to play at home and beat an inferior team at home until I saw the Braves lose 3 out of 4 to the San Diego Padres at home. A team that the Phillies went to San Diego and played and swept.
Makes you think.
Makes you think.
It really makes you think.
Now you know. Fucking frauds. I can't wait for the Phillies to win the NL East, get that mini break during the playoffs, have to play the Braves in the NLDS because they're a bunch of losers and will have to play in the wild card and probably beat an inferior team, and then have to play the Phillies, and then the Phillies beat them there, and then we can dunk on them for all the excuses they made about, oh, it killed our momentum having to take 5 days off. I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. I can't. Like, you don't understand what that's going to do for my mental health.
Yeah, it's injected into your veins right now. Just, there you go.
It's going to be immaculate vibes. But like this is what you want to see from your favorite baseball team, is to beat the teams in front of them, beat inferior teams, and go toe to toe with some of the better teams when you play them, and play well against them. You can't ask for more from your baseball team in the first 2 months of the season than what the Phillies are doing.
You really can't.
It's a beautiful thing to watch. Can't. And if you're a Phillies fan, you need to enjoy this because this doesn't happen every year. This is not normal for the Phillies. And the great thing, and I talked about this on a recent episode as well, the Phillies have always gotten off to these slow starts in April, May, warmed up in June, had a decent July, and then had to battle back in August and September to get that playoff spot in the wild card the last 2 years.
Mm.
This now opens the door for John Middleton and Dave Dombrowski to say, okay, we have this significant lead in the division. Let's go push some of these chips in the middle and go get a significant trade deadline piece to add to this team for the second half of the year in the playoffs. Like, look at the last 2 years and the moves the Phillies have made. They traded for Noah Syndergaard, who was very serviceable for them in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point in his career, Noah Syndergaard was not what he was in 2015, 2016 with the Mets.
No.
And then it was a long-term move at the time, but it's turned out to be great for the Phillies when you traded for Brandon Marsh.
Oh, that's one of the better trades.
But at the time when you look at that, that's like, okay, this is a long view type of trade. You know, you got to work on some of Marsh's hitting mechanics, but it has panned out to be great for them. But at the time, that's not like an all-in blue-chip move at the deadline. You trade for Edmundo Sosa that June in 2022. Again, looked at more of like a defensive replacement type of player for down the stretch. Put him in, 7th, 8th inning for Gene Segura at the time. Defense improves. Put him in maybe for Alec Boehm here and there. Defense improves at the time. Edmundo Sosa, while Trey Turner's been out, has been hitting over 300 Patty Pitts.
It's pretty damn good.
He's got an over 300 batting average right now. Again, at the time, not viewed as a blue chip move, but an under-the-radar move that has made this team significantly better the last 2 years. And then last year, you trade for Rodolfo Castro and you trade for Michael Lorenzen. And I love Michael Lorenzen. His family's amazing. His mom and brother listen to the podcast. Michael Lorenzen, at the time, sure, you're trading for a guy who made the All-Star team, but he was playing for the Detroit Tigers last year, who are not a good team.
No, they were bottom of the barrel, dude.
Michael Lorenzen comes in, throws a no-hitter for you, goes 8 shutout innings against the Marlins in a start as well. But that, again, was not like a blue-chip move.
No.
Now you look at this team right now where they're sitting at, was it 35-14, if I'm not mistaken, is the Phillies record overall?
I have it up.
35-14. Say by the beginning of June they're over 40 wins. You got to start looking around and saying, okay, what big piece players on some of these struggling teams are going to be available? Because the Phillies are a team that are on a trajectory to be a World Series contender come October.
Yes, contender.
Who can you add to that mix to make it so that it is almost a guaranteed lock that this team wins a World Series? That's how the Phillies can operate because they're off to this fast start.
They need to
And
make a
that's
move
fun.
like that. You need when you're this good and the trade deadline rolls around, you need that ace in the hole, that secret weapon to round out the lineup. I would be shocked if the Phillies do not at least make some effort to get a really big name. Like really big name.
And they have the prospects to do it. You're going to be contending with teams like the Orioles, who have a loaded farm system or just a very good baseball team right now. You're going to be contending with a team like the Yankees, obviously, at the deadline.
I agree.
But you look at the National League right now, like we mentioned, there's 5 teams above 500, including the Phillies. It's the Phillies, the Braves, the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Dodgers. And then you're going to talk about, as a ball is sent deep to right field, you can put it on the board, the aforementioned Edmundo Sosa with a 3-run dinghy to right. The Phils take a 6-2 lead.
Oh, let's go. Spin that bell.
Edmundo Sosa, if I do say so myself.
Oh, God. Oh, Edmundo. Okay.
Shout out to my boy Mark Kramer.
That's incredible.
Let's go. But see, like, you have somebody like Edmundo Sosa right now contributing while Trey Turner is out and just gave your team a 4-run lead against the defending world champions.
Exactly. That's exactly what you need.
And then you can say,
right there.
okay, what do we do to go out and make this team better? You know, like there's so many options. I think bullpen is obviously one you always want to look at if you're a contender at the trade deadline. Make your bullpen that much better going down the stretch and into the postseason. You can never have too much bullpen help. Phillies probably need one more like right-handed bullpen arm. But you add that, and then you go and get like a big bat for off the bench. Good night. Good night. You know what I heard? Trevor Plouffe, shout out, former Phil, working for John Boy Media. Mets fans ain't going to like this, but he said, what if the Pirates go and trade for Pete Alonso?
Yo.
You know, they got that boy Paul
I think
Skeens
I
called
can't
up.
I can't wish that upon my friend who is a lifelong Mets
Because Pete
and
Alonso's
Jets
going
fan.
to be a free agent after the year.
Yeah, okay.
So you get prospects from the Pirates for a guy who could walk.
But is Pete Alonso that type of guy who wants to? Well,
I think
is
Pete
he going to want
Alonso
to
wants
retire?
win. I mean, he's still young.
How old is he?
Pete Alonso is
Like 30s?
he's 29. He's in his prime. For
He is in his
power
prime.
hitting first baseman.
Yeah, he's got like at least four or five good years left. Wow.
Like that could be somebody we see moved at the trade deadline because the Mets are not good.
I legitimately think that would destroy one of my best friends. I can't wish that.
But just think of what it would do to Stevie Mack and Benny Pirro.
No, see, and there you go. Now I'm reeled back in. Because
as soon as they take you out, I pull you back in.
I'm
diabolical,
motherfucker.
like that.
You are so because fuck Steve. But
Steve's gonna be like, what do you say fuck me for?
What the fuck? Oh my god, I will never get old of Boston, New York bits. To me, I could see that happening, unfortunately, and it's kind of sad because there's just no loyalty if that happens. Like if the Mets do that, you lose the fans. You lose like a decent amount of fans.
You got to look at some of the teams right now in the National League alone that are kind of gearing up to sell at the trade deadline. Nationals are 6 games under 500. This isn't like their year. Mets are
6 games under 500.
Yeah,
or
21 and 27.
Okay, that's not bad.
The Mets are 21 and 28.
It's still not.
But you
bad.
also got to remember, like these teams I'm mentioning right now are in the same division as the Braves and the Phillies.
That's what I'm saying. Like
you're at that point, you're fighting for a wild card spot because you know you're not going to catch the Phillies at this point. You're not going to catch the Braves.
Yeah, so I get that, but
you're
still,
clinging on to your
not.
final bits of hope, and you're hoping for a wild card. Which, if we look right now, how far back these teams are in the wild card, the Nationals have the 1, 2, 3, 4. The Nationals have the 5th worst record in the NL. The Mets have the 4th worst record.
See, okay, I would say by late June we're gonna get an answer on how serious the Mets could be.
Yeah.
To trading, because that's right now is, would you say 8 games? That's nothing. Like you can make up a lot of space with that, with the time you have, even before the All-Star break. So it's not a crazy thought to have because a team like the Pirates kind of need
called
that.
Up Paul Skeens. He's been dealing. Livy Dunn's man.
Oh, that's Livy Dunn's boy run?
Yeah. The power couple of the century.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, they're a great couple. Great couple.
What do you mean great couple?
The Miami Marlins are 16 and 34. Immediate sellers.
Yeah, there's
there
we go.
There's multiple players on that team that I could see being fits for the Phillies. Jazz Chisholm, Josh Bell, some of their relievers potentially. Marlins going to be immediate sellers. They already sold off
in their own division.
I mean, they traded us JT Realmuto.
That is very true. And the Marlins just suck too.
Then we look at the NL Central. Brewers, Cubs, they're going to be in the mix. One's going to win the division. One is going to be a wild card, in my opinion. Pirates are kind of like that, like borderline team right now. They're 3 games under 500. Cardinals are like the polar opposite of the Pirates, even though they have the same record. They're like the not good 23-26, where the Pirates are the good 23-26, if that makes sense. Like the Pirates are showing promise that like
No, I know exactly what you mean.
they
Yes.
could compete, where the Cardinals,
Yeah.
it's like you're old and you should rebuild before you try to make a playoff push.
No, there's a difference. That's what I'm saying with the other two teams that we're talking
Cincinnati Reds are 20-28. Time to sell.
about. No. Yeah, dude, it's still early.
In that division, I'm saying once the deadline rolls, like you're not gonna. The Reds don't have the pitching to compete with a team like the Brewers or the Cubs or even the Pirates at this point, and
Okay.
they're a few years away. So if they have like expiring pieces, I would sell them off to get something in return for them. Then you look at the NL West. Rockies stink. They're going to be sellers.
Okay.
The Giants are underachieving. Their big free agent prize, Jung-Hoo Lee, is out for the year.
Yeah, wait, who was it?
Jung-Hoo Lee.
Oh, okay.
Came from the KBO, I believe. He's out for the year, injured. Blake Snell's on the injured list. Like, just completely underachieving. They're 3 games under 500. They're very similar to the Cardinals in my vein, where like they're not a good 23-26, as like the Diamondbacks are a Pirates type, where they're 23-26, but like could get better. Hope. Padres are 25-26, and then the Dodgers are 33-18. Like, if you told me right now to predict who the playoff teams are going to be in the National League, no particular order, not even predicting division winners or wild cards, it's going to be Phillies, Braves, Brewers, Cubs, Dodgers, and one of Pirates, Padres, Diamondbacks.
I think it's the Pirates here.
It'll be fun.
I'm for it.
But that leaves a plethora of teams.
Oh, yeah.
To be sellers, and that's not even talking about the American League, where like the Blue Jays are in shambles right now. The White Sox stink. The
White Sox may be the worst.
The Angels
baseball
stink.
team.
The A's are bad. The Astros, they're a weird team right now. They're 22.
Would Altuve get traded?
The Astros are that team that like we got to see where they are in like a month before we figure out what they're going to do. I don't think they'll trade Altuve. I think they'll trade like bullpen pieces and maybe some bench guys. But they're an interesting case to pay attention to because they got some lethal guys in the back of that bullpen that come on over to the fighting Phils and win a championship the right way, the clean way.
That would be nice.
No trash.
Retribution.
I also don't think we mentioned this, but the man, the myth, the legend, Shane Gillis threw out the first pitch tonight at the Phils game.
I saw that tweet. He's slowly becoming one of my favorite comedians.
He's so fucking funny.
Oh my god.
Philly's own.
That is the common man of comedians. He really is.
You know he has a new show coming out on Netflix. I think it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, Trips. Tires. Okay. I saw the poster.
It's going to
of
be
all of them.
So funny.
What is it? It's just them working at an auto shop?
Yeah, and it's based on one of Shane's friends' dad's like actual like tire shops.
Oh, I'm in. I love that type of comedy.
Like the cast, like Francis from Barstool is in it.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Stavi's in it. Andrew Schultz is in it.
Oh, I know. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Like, the cast is crazy. And it's already been renewed.
Yeah,
it hasn't even debuted yet.
That has to be a good sign.
Yeah. Chris O'Connor's in it. Like, there's so many, like, big
think of the names they could get.
And everything. Like, it's going to be so funny. I can't wait for this to drop. But it's great seeing Shane throughout the first pitch there tonight. And tomorrow it will be Phillies legend Dominic Brown. 6-week all-star legend Dominic Brown, who had the greatest 6-week tear in 2013 and then fell off the face of the earth and just never recouped the power and skill that he had for 6 weeks in 2013. Made the All-Star game. It just wasn't the same. It was a bummer. But he was awesome, and it's cool seeing him still around the Phillies after all these years and everything. But, Pitsy, it's been a while. But are you ready?
Oh, here we go.
Our underground
go.
stats and info brought to you by our pals over at FOCO. We talked about a little bit earlier in the show, but they are simply the best for your forever collectibles. And I don't know if you saw this, Pitts, but Best Player Activation 2024 Licensee of the Year from the NFLPA. Our friends at FOCO.
There we go, dude. Shit.
We'd love to see that. FOCO is the best place for your forever collectibles. You saw me wearing the overalls all Phillies postseason long last year. I'm getting the short talls sooner than you think. We got the Jason Kelsey Mummers bobblehead that will be coming hopefully in a couple of weeks from that pre-order we did a while ago. Pitsy's got the captain's hat, the whole 9 yards. Like
The captain's
FOCO
hat's
has
over
like the coolest stuff you could ever imagine. It's all officially licensed from Major League Baseball, the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, WWE, college football, college basketball. Like, they are simply the best. Click the link in the description. Check out our friends at FOCO. When you click that link, it supports us. It supports FOCO. They know you're coming from us. So click that link in the description, and shout out to FOCO for sponsoring the podcast. Pitsy, it's Underground Stats and Info brought to you by FOCO. We start with the NL East run differential, not including what's going on right now live. But we start with the first place, 35-14, fighting Phils, the Philadelphia Phillies, our Phils. They've scored 261 runs this year, Patty Pitts. They've got the best run differential in all of baseball. Tied for first with the Dodgers. What do you got the fighting Phils run differential? It's a beautiful thing seeing the Phils best run differential in baseball.
The smile on your face.
It brings me joy. It brings me all the joy.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm gonna go 32.
Patty Pitts, I am pleased to announce you are so fucking wrong. The fighting Phils run differential is plus 83. They're on a tear, brother. They're on a tear. They're dominating.
Dude, my first thought was 88. How the fuck did...
Plus 83. They've scored 261,
That's
given
nonsense.
up 178. Then we
Dude,
move
they
to the
can't stop
Bozos
scoring.
down there in Atlanta, the 27-18 Atlanta Braves. They've scored 206 runs on the year. What do you have their run differential sitting at?
Oh, how far off of it is... I need a range here after I did not expect 80s to be this early in the season.
Your guess for the Phils is closer to what the Braves is.
Oh, okay. 35.
Plus 39.
All right, okay. I'll take that. That wasn't
But
bad.
what a gap. Phil's at
That
plus
was-
83,
dude, that's what I'm
Braves at
saying.
plus 39.
Dude, I said 88 in my head, like, oh, they're so good. Like, oh, yeah, they're really crushing it. Like,
Beautiful. Then
Pander.
we go to the negative zone. The 21-27 stolen franchise Washington Nationals
oh, Jesus Christ.
have scored 190 runs, which is the fewest in the division. What do you got their run differential at?
Are we in the negatives yet?
Oh, yeah. Negatives rest of the way.
Okay. Negative 14.
Negative 21.
Okay, 7 off. Not
Then
bad.
we go to the 21-28 LOL Mets. LOL Mets. They've scored 209 runs on the year. What do you have their run differential at? They've scored more runs than the Braves have scored. But they have a negative
That's
run
insane.
differential.
Dude, that's terrible pitching. Okay, I'm gonna say kind of close. Negative 25.
Negative 19.
Oh, all right.
And then
Okay,
we go
well,
to
fine.
the laughable, the deplorable 16-34 Miami Marlins,
Jesus Christ.
who have scored 192 runs on the year, but have given up the most runs in the division by far. Where do you have their run differential sitting?
I'm going with negative 31.
They wish. They've given up a whopping 275 runs on the year to have them at a negative 83 run differential. Phil's at plus 83.
What the fuck is going on with your
Marlins
division?
at negative 83. Balance.
What is going on in that division you play in? That's insane to me, dude. That is absolutely insane.
Then we take a look at the NL Central. The Milwaukee Brewers at 28-20 have a plus 39 run differential. The Chicago Cubs are 27-22, have a plus 9 run differential. The Pirates at 23-26 have a negative 26 run differential. The St. Louis Cardinals are 23-26, but they have a negative 43 run differential. And the Cincinnati Reds are 20-28 and have a negative 5 run differential.
Wow.
Then we go to the NL West. The Dodgers have scored the most runs by one in the National League so far, 262. Phil's at 261, not including tonight's game. But the Dodgers at a plus 83 as well, as the Phillies have given up one less run than the Dodgers have given up. The Padres at 25-26 have a plus 10 run differential. The Arizona Diamondbacks at 23-26 have a plus 1 run differential. The 23-26 San Francisco Giants have a negative 29 run differential. And the Colorado Rockies, Pitsy, one of the teams we are looking at on hashtag 1K Watch. They give up 1,000 runs potentially on the year. So far, as we are edging towards the end of May, have given up 260 runs.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is second most in the National League, just behind the Miami Marlins, who are at 275. They're also on 1K watch. But the Rockies have a negative 74 run differential, second worst in the National League, behind the Miami Marlins.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to the American League, the AL East. The Yankees have scored 240 runs on the year, have a plus 75 run differential. The Baltimore Orioles are 29-18. They have a plus 52 run differential. Your Boston Red Sox are one game over 500. They have a plus 36 run differential.
Dude, these are...
The Tampa Bay Rays are 25-25 and have a negative 37 run differential.
Ew.
And the 21-26 Toronto Blue Jays have a negative 45 run differential and have only scored 173 runs on the year.
Oh.
The Cleveland Guardians are 33-17, have a plus 65 run differential. The Kansas City Royals, 32-19. They're just good.
Yeah. Seeing a lot of good shit about them on Twitter.
They're just good right now. Plus 72 run differential.
Good
Minnesota
shit.
Twins, 26-23. They have a plus 5 run differential. The Detroit Tigers at 23-26. They're even Steven. They've given up 202 runs and they've scored 202 runs. They're at a plus minus 0. And then the 15-34 Chicago White Sox have scored a league worst 141 runs this year, have given up 241 runs, and have a negative 100 run differential.
We've hit the triple digits already. Jesus Christ.
That we have.
That, Jesus. Like, we can't be having that.
Then we move to the most meh division in baseball this year, the AL West. The Seattle Mariners are 27-22. Shout out to underground athlete Josh Hood, who's in their minor league system. Plays for the Everett Aqua Sox, Patty Pitts. Their mascot's a frog. Can you guess their stadium sponsor?
Bombas.
Everett, Washington.
Bombas. If you say Amazon, I swear.
It's a great stadium sponsor and like perfect for a minor league team. Funko.
No way.
Yeah, because Funko started in Seattle.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. I was like, that's a great stadium name.
That's a really good stadium name. Minor league, yeah, you're right about that too.
Funko Field.
Funko Field sound, yes.
Great.
That belongs on the NSN. Absolutely.
But the Mariners are 27-22. They have a plus 5 run differential, and that is the best in the division. The Texas Rangers are 24-25, have a +3 run differential. The Houston Astros are 22-28, have a -8 run differential. The LA Angels of Anaheim are 20-30, have a -28 run differential. And the Oakland A's are 20-30, and they have a -59 run differential.
Okay.
Teams on 1,000 runs surrendered watch: Miami Marlins, Chicago White Sox, Colorado Rockies, LA Angels, Oakland A's, and getting ever so close are the Houston Astros.
Dude, 100 run, -100.
-100 run
you-
differential is crazy.
That's wild, dude. We're like, I would argue we're not even a third of the way through the season.
No, we're not even fully 2 months through.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And you already
Still
let
got June, July, August, September.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous. That's wild to me. Oh man.
So there are your run differentials as of Wednesday, May 22nd, before play is over. Let's go to the Platinum Plunk Award, Patty Pitts. The Chase Utley Platinum Plunk. Chase Utley was in Philly last week, promoting the London series, which is coming up in the beginning of June between the Fightins and the Mets. Still leading the way, as they were the last time you were on the show. Cleveland Guardians, most hit by pitches as a team, at 37.
Wow.
37 hit by pitches here on May 22nd. Minnesota Twins at 32. The Chicago Cubs and Washington Nationals are at 26. And then the New York Mets at 25. That's your top 5. League average is 20.
Interesting.
Fighting Phils have climbed their way up. They're in a tie with the Texas Rangers at 16. Pittsburgh Pirates still in single digits at 9.
Wow. Way to stay safe.
And your hit-by-pitch leaders in Major League Baseball player-wise, Andres Jimenez has been overtaken by 2 players, one of them being his own teammate and another player in his own division. Ryan Jeffers now leads the way, Patty Pitts, for the Minnesota Twins. 10 hit-by-pitches.
God.
Oh. Tyler Freeman from the Cleveland Guardians has been hit by 8. And Andres Jimenez and that dork Brandon Nimmo have been hit by 7.
I hate Brandon Nimmo. Not a fan of Brandon Nimmo.
Your Phillies leaders, I would be stunned if it is not who I think it is. I want to pull it. Here we go. I would be stunned if it is not Alec Boehm, because he was on a tear recently of just getting absolutely plunked by like team after team after team. So here we go. Fightin' Phils hit by pitch category. Kyle Schwarber's been hit by 1. Johan Rojas 1. JT Realmuto 1. Trey Turner and Nick Castellanos have been hit by 2 pitches. Bryson Stott, Edmundo Sosa, and Alec Boehm all tied for the Phillies lead at 3.
Dude, he leads the team in hit by pitches, all-star.
Hit by pitches, RBI, he's leading the National League.
What?
National League RBI leader, what?
Good shit, dude. Wow. Boehm needs to be at this point.
He's got 44 RBI on May 22nd.
That is insane. That's an insane number.
You know who had 44 RBI at this point in a historic season that this player had?
Jason Giambi.
No, Phillies history.
Kruk, my bad. Sorry.
No, it would be the one and only the big piece, Ryan Howard. In 2006, when Ryan Howard went on to win the MVP, through 48 games in 2006, Ryan Howard, 44 RBI. Finished the year with 149. Alec Boehm this year through 48 games, 44 RBI.
Could we see an MVP run too? Is this
It's
Alec Bohm MVP
crazy
here?
that the Phillies are the best team in baseball, too. I love that you brought this up. That the Phillies are the best team in baseball this year by record. And nobody is even throwing any of their players in the MVP conversation. It's all Shohei, Mookie Betts. Granted, they're both having great years. But the fact that the Phillies have like nobody being talked about, even Ranger Suarez,
Yeah,
who has a 1.36 ERA and is 9-0 in his first 10 starts.
that's insane. That is.
How do you not even throw a bone to the guy and say, hey, why are we not talking about this guy as an MVP candidate?
9-0, dude. 9-0.
And he's doing that as the number 3 starter on the team. He's pitching behind Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola doing that.
See, that's the thing. He's pitching behind the two studs.
But he's performing like a number 1.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Teams would kill.
That's why they're not talking about it.
Teams would kill for that to be on their team as a number 1, let alone a number 3.
Imagine. Dude. That's why no one's talking about them.
These are my way too early predictions of who's going to get to the All-Star game for the Phillies. Alec Bohm, Ranger Suarez, Zach Wheeler, potentially Nola, Bryson Stott, Jeff Hoffman, Jose Alvarado, Matt Strahm. Phillies are going to have 8 All-Stars.
Jesus. It's a lot.
That's my guess. Because you have to factor into that some guys will make it, especially in the pitching side of things, but if you pitch on the Sunday before the All-Star game, you can't play in the All-Star game. So you get replaced.
So just don't pitch on that Sunday. I don't.
Well, you'd rather
move
have
your start.
Your guy playing in a regular season game than in a game that doesn't matter.
And it's the All-Star game you got chose once a year, and it's so how many games are there in a season?
Yeah, but if you're fighting like the Phillies are for the number 1 seed and all that, I'd rather have, if Wheeler pitches the Sunday and then gets replaced by Nola, fine with it.
But what if he doesn't get replaced by Nola?
Nola will make it on his own.
Yeah, okay. Eight is a very high number too.
Stott's a maybe. Like his streak has to keep staying hot the way he has the last month or so down the stretch through the next month and a half. But I think there's potential for him to make it as potentially like an alternate.
Okay. Because you got to think alternate too. Okay.
Yeah. But I do think Matt Strahm and Jeff Hoffman deserve to be all-stars. Can I tickle your fancy here, Patty Pitts?
I like being tickled.
A little more underground stats and info. Philly stats and info, if you will. Jeff Hoffman, who burst onto the scene for the Phillies last year and has become such a staple in this bullpen for the Phillies. His numbers this year are insane. He's 2-0 this year in 21 games out of the bullpen. A 1.31 ERA. 3 saves. He's pitched almost an inning per game. He's at 20 2/3 innings pitched. 28 strikeouts in 21 games.
That's really good. That's a nice number.
And a 1.31 ERA. Our guy Matt Strahm, who, shout out, his JUCO coach followed the pod on Twitter.
Hey, let's go.
Working to get Matt Strahm on the pod, hopefully.
Talk trading cards, bro.
Matt Strahm, Patty Pitts, is pitching out of his mind, and he's on the mound right now for the Phils. Just knocked in a 6-4-3 double play. That's what we love to see. Matty Strahm, ready for this? He's 2-0 on the year in 21 games out of the bullpen. Has pitched 19 2/3 innings, not including what he's doing right now. 30 strikeouts, a .71 whip, and a 0.92 ERA. That's an all-star if I've ever heard one.
That's some pretty good numbers.
And he's not even the closer.
Ooh, that's interesting.
It's Jose Alvarado, who's wheeling and dealing on his own. And then you add a Ryan Kerkering in the mix, and he's got like a little over a 1-point-something ERA. Phillies have 4 dogs in the back of that bullpen who have like sub-2 ERAs.
That's a wild number. That is wild.
It's incredible.
That's insane.
They're wheeling and dealing. They're coming for you, Blooper. They're coming for you.
I'd love to see Blooper get knocked out.
Ugh. I would pay to watch that. They're coming for you, Bloopy. Better watch out. But that is your underground stats and info brought to you by our pals over at FOCO. Pincy, I was at the game, the Phil's game last Friday in the same building as Coopy DeJean. Cooper DeJean was in the building.
Oh. Did you see him?
No, but he was on the opposite side of the field as me. But he was in the building. Shout out to our friend Brooke Destra. I texted her that he was there, and she goes, Coopy DeJean. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to call him anything else for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's Coopy DeJean.
It's so Philly, it hurts. It's so Philly.
Eagles having off-season workouts, Darius Slay attending, and making sure that the rookies know what it takes to become 12-year veterans.
Yeah.
I like that leadership approach from Slay. It's good to see from him. Fletcher Cox was at Aaron Nola's charity event on Monday, which was very cool to see. The Phillies had like a group picture of all the guys that were there, and then Fletcher Cox was in it, which was just like amazing.
That's a nice vibe. We like the vibe.
Here's the thing with the NFL, and you know it's the off season, is when we're doing these ranking lists, and people are putting Jalen Hurts as the 9th best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, dude, it's to get people like you riled up.
I'm not even riled up. I laughed.
Because you have to. You have to at something like that.
It's at the point where it's laughable. We're at the point in the NFL offseason, Pitsy, where you have these aggregate accounts that are going out and finding that Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts just bought new houses that are not multi-million-dollar mansions, but very affordable housing for the amount of money that those two are making, and like trying to like get people talking about it. It's like, to me, that's just like, okay, I love that my players are making financially sound and smart decisions.
Yeah, I don't.
They're like, oh, Devontae Smith bought a house in New Jersey for $600,000. He just got a $75 million payday. To me, that's like, good job, Devontae. You just made a financially sound and smart decision.
Yeah, you know what that says? That says a team guy. That he's not spending it on the $1 million mansion for himself and whatnot. He's doing it to just have a home. He doesn't need it. He just wants to win football games. Did you hear that? Speaking of Philly, Michael Rubin was with Tom Brady and the athletes.
And some of these motherfuckers didn't want to take the $500,000 instead of the dinner with Jay-Z. Because Jay-Z was at that as well.
I know. It's like that. But Tom Brady said that, like that. Did you see that quote?
Yeah.
That he said?
But you know the viral, like this or that. And it's like, would you rather have $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z? Give me that $500,000 like that.
Yeah, dude.
No offense to Jay-Z, but like, whatever Jay-Z's going to tell me is not worth $500,000.
It's not. That one conversation is not worth $500,000.
No. And
I could use that for so much more in my life to enhance it. Easy.
Yeah. Easy. I did see that he was at the rookie symposium or whatever.
Yeah, and he was talking about how do you win in the NFL?
Like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, not that intense. You don't need to go that intense.
I was like, Tom, relax.
I understood. I understand that you're getting emotional like with it. Like I totally get the metaphor you're trying to use, but like the message is that you don't have to care. It's not about you. It's about the team. And it seems like the Philadelphia Eagles have 2 stars that are kind of towing that similar line. And if I'm you and as an Eagles fan, like that's the news I want to see. I don't care about what's going on at OTAs. It's the decisions they're making outside of it that impact what's going to happen come August.
Yeah. I just laugh at this point in the offseason where, like, we're just trying to muster up anything we can to talk about the NFL. And it's like, hey, guys, sometimes we just need a break from the NFL.
We really
Which
do.
you and I have talked about for years. Where, like, sometimes we just need a break.
That's why I love professional sports, because seasons end, but the sports season never ends. There's always another sport to go to.
Which,
And the athletes need to go see that too. It's
you know what I've been doing, Patty Pitts, recently?
What have you been doing?
Since it kicked off? I've been watching the WNBA.
Interesting. How's it going?
It is thoroughly entertaining. And, like, I've paid attention to the WNBA, like, casually, simply because we obviously have some friends that work in the WNBA. Shout out to Robin Brown, Annette Hogan, Amber Cox, Jen Fucci, and Brennan Glasheen.
Jen! My girl! She's been in my house.
Well, that's Jen Hildebrand. She's working in Philly now for head.
All right. There's too
awesome
much, dude. There's too many Jens.
But they all worked at the Connecticut Sun at one point.
There you go. That's what's confusing me.
But I tuned in WNBA opening night, and I've been paying attention here and there. I gotta say, Pat, it's a ton of fun, and I can't wait for Philadelphia to get a team, man.
It's a different game.
It's fun, and like the new rookies that are in the league that everyone's been paying attention to. I think that's what also makes it fun. Is like the past couple seasons, we as society have paid a lot more attention to the women's college basketball tournament. Mm-hmm. So you have familiarity with a lot of the newer players, which is awesome. And it allows you to kind of like lock in where like in years past, it was kind of, you knew the number one pick, a couple players here and there, but like past couple years now, we've gotten to know a lot more of these up and coming WNBA superstars. And I got to say, shout out to Robin and Annette with the Phoenix Mercury. They hooked up Philadelphia's own Natasha Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So she's worn number 9 her entire career, as far as I know, especially when she was playing for the Mystics in D.C. Number 9 was taken when she signed with the Phoenix Mercury this offseason. So she switched to number 0. The Phoenix Mercury did one of the coolest initiatives on a player's jersey I have ever seen, where if you go to the game, I got to text Robin and see if I can like send her like Venmo and get me one of these, because it is one of the coolest things I've seen. When you go to a Phoenix Mercury game, you can get a custom Natasha Cloud jersey where the 0 is a cloud. How fucking awesome is that? I got to send you a picture of it so you can see like what
I like
it exactly
the concept.
looks like.
Yeah, I like the concept.
But I saw this and I was like, that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen from like a team, like from a media initiative and like a branding initiative for a player.
Yeah. They need to do some more fun stuff like that. There's so many different players with names like that you can market, and people are going to buy it. Like, oh, come on. We know this.
Like, tell me this isn't one of the coldest jerseys you have ever seen. I just sent it to you. It is so sick. Like, I would rock the ever-living hell out of that.
Oh, see, yeah, well done.
So sick.
Yeah, well done.
So sick.
Yeah. Very subtle. It gets the point across. Cloud. Yeah, dude, that is really cool.
So dope. I got to text Robin so we can get Natasha Cloud on this show, too, because she is a delight to watch. Plus, she's from Philly. Got to rep Philly. But, yeah, I've been watching the WNBA, and it's been thoroughly entertaining. I've been texting good friend and listener of the program, Morgan Clifford. Shout out to Mo Cliff. Check out Shareable's pod, too. It's her new podcast that she started. We've been just texting about the WNBA, and it is so fun to watch. And it's cool to have like a new sport to kind of tune into. And it's very similar, not in the same vein, but like it feels same energy of like when I started watching the PLL in 2019.
Yeah.
and like it's like a new thing to learn and like learn the nuances of, learn the styles of the players, who they are as people. Like I love that shit.
Dude, the WNBA is such a different game from the NBA, and when I was down at Quinnipiac covering it's when you watch it, it's more about finesse.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would say more entertaining in a way.
I think Carmelo Anthony said on his podcast that the WNBA is the purest form of basketball.
Yeah, because it's just hoops. Like they do the fundamentals right, but it's done so right that it looks clean and effortless and whatnot. So and the other thing is when they can shoot the lights out, and people just want to see people hit crazy shots.
Yeah, it's so entertaining. I can't wait for Philly to get a team. But yeah, if you're watching the WNBA, leave a comment in the YouTube comment section. I did some live tweeting from an account we made too, called the Underground W. Check that out. Just when I'm around and have time to, I try to live tweet some WNBA stuff, which has been fun to kind of just like learn the game that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been fun, and I enjoy watching it, and like gonna pay attention to it when the WNBA finals come around. Like we're gonna talk about it, and I think it's good for the game. Like getting new fans is always good for an up and coming like sport that is making its way into like the popular stratosphere of like fandom. And like the WNBA has been around for a while. I understand that. But like it's getting popularized to like the masses now. So it's good to have new fans coming around. And when you have people like Pat McAfee talking about it and sitting courtside at the Indiana Fever game, like that's good for the sport.
Any type of pop culture like that is good for the sport.
So yeah, check out the Underground W on Twitter. And if you're watching the WNBA, leave a comment in the YouTube comment section. Fitzy, before we keep going, I want to talk about our friends at Kenwood Beer, official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, only 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. I forget if we had this the last time you were on the show, but it's the shirt of the summer. It's business in the front.
Oh, I like that.
And a party in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take one of those.
Just beautiful.
Extra large, please.
KenwoodBeer.com is the place to get that shirt, and also to check out the Kenny Finder to see where you can get Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, New Jersey, and Delaware areas.
Hey!
In the first state officially. Brand new. You can also get it at your local liquor stores in those markets. Got to be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, please drink responsibly. Once again, that's KenwoodBeer.com. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Got to pour one out for you, though, Pitsy. Your Boston Brew Crew.
Yeah, I know.
Choked away again. And I loved every moment of it.
Dude, it's got to a point now where everyone around here gets so hyped with the Bruins all season. And then the playoffs come around, and it's this false hope, an empty promise of sorts, where you think the next year's going to be different. We're going to actually win it. And then you realize that nothing's changed. You're just the same team, different name, same talent. Like, I'm onto the hardwood. All right. Give me the Celtics. Like, that's my team for the playoffs at this point. I can't.
I love seeing Chuck E. Cheese throw down with that rat, David Pasternak.
Get the fuck. Don't you
it
dare
brought me so much
pasta.
joy. It brought me so much joy watching them choke it away.
Feel bad for Swayman. Played so well throughout the playoffs, too.
Great. It was beautiful. I want the Florida Panthers to win it all.
Why?
Fuck the Rangers, first of all.
Fuck the Rangers. I agree with that.
They're a cool team, but I don't need the city of Dallas winning a championship, so sorry, Dallas Stars.
Oh, they have no affiliation with the Cowboys, dude.
Yeah, but
Cowboy.
it's
We
still
know it goes
Dallas.
Cowboys, Yankees, Lakers. We know this.
And then it's a funny bit that Canada just can't win the Stanley Cup. So sorry, Oilers.
No, I'm for it. I like that joke.
And that's
I'm a
why I
fan
want the
of
Florida
that.
Panthers to win. Plus, on the flip
Damn,
side, the
I
Florida
don't give a.
Panthers are the reason that the Flyers have Owen Tippett, who's a superstar in the making because we traded Claude Giroux there a couple years ago and got Owen Tippett in return, and he's an absolute bona fide stud.
Okay.
A
Yeah, I
Gingy
might
for a
Dallas.
Gingy.
I'm going with Dallas. Oh no,
I will
that's
say-
fine. I want the Oilers.
I will
would
say
have to go
Dallas
Oilers.
has the best uniforms left.
Oh, I like the blue and orange clean Oilers.
It reminds me too much of the Mets.
You got bias there. You got unresolved trauma.
The Dallas Stars are unique though. It's the green and the black
yeah.
there. Like that
100%.
green is unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool jersey. But yeah, I want the Florida Panthers to win it all. Their social team absolutely has been killing it too. I wanted the Canucks to go because I wanted to get that shirt. I'd be repping that shirt right now from our pals at Dead.
That would have been so
still
sick.
probably gonna get it because it's such a sick shirt. But
No, it is a really fire shirt.
I wanted them to win because Vancouver reminds me of like Canadian Philly almost.
That needs to be unpacked. Like how?
Well,
what?
everyone thinks, oh, Philly's going to burn their city down. Vancouver literally burned their city down. Remember back
You don't
want
to be. I mean,
they're passionate fans.
Oh yeah, we caused that, by the way. Yeah, I remember that. That was barbaric.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was. I don't think
Those
that.
Looney Tunes level stuff.
That's what happens when you take Canada's precious gold. My precious.
But yeah, it was great watching the Bruins lose. It brought me so much joy for a multitude of reasons that Patty Pitts knows. The other notes here, Tyrese Maxey won the Teammate of the Year award in the NBA.
Nice.
Fully deserved. Loved
Good.
it.
I'm glad you guys are winning something.
I believe it was Teammate. It might have been. No, it was not. It was Sportsmanship Award.
Well,
Sportsmanship.
I mean, okay, tomato potato.
So well deserved. The Joe Dumars Trophy for the 2023-2024 NBA Sportsmanship Award. And he also won Most Improved Player, obviously, which we knew. But it was also great watching the Knicks choke it away. Reggie Miller. Ghosts of Knicks past.
That was good.
Beautiful.
I
that
would have
team.
liked to see the Celtics versus the Knicks though.
Fuck the Knicks,
no
man.
one gets Boston, New York. There's no Boston, New York passion anymore.
Fuck the Knicks. Those fucking fraudulent losers. All that shit talking they did just to get one round further. Went to the same place they did last year just to choke it away. Choked it away at the Garden. Bing bong.
Doesn't it?
And it was so great that it was TJ McConnell, being the pest that he is, process Sixer legend, doing it for the Indiana Pacers.
Can we talk about how everyone's chanting, "We want Boston"?
Yeah, that's gotta stop.
Yeah,
We want
as
insert
Boston,
number one seed here.
But
I see teams doing it for like the number one seed everywhere. It's like we want so and so.
Oh, I know. Oh yeah, no,
That's just
aware of
it's
that.
so embarrassing.
Yeah, as Boston over here, you're not gonna get us. All right, we know what happens every time it's chanted.
And then it got even more embarrassing for the Knicks. I don't know if you saw this video. They were chanting Knicks in 8 outside of the Garden. Bing bong.
Kyle, that's delusion.
Bing bong.
That is delusion, my dude. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. That's a tough. What do you mean?
They're clowns.
Knicks in
they're
8
frauds. And there's very few times that I have said, "Wow, he's making total sense here." And you're probably gonna laugh when I say this, but Draymond Green was making total sense on the NBA roundtable, saying that this Knicks team was fraud. They were like frauds. They were a fluke team. They got hot. They got lucky. And he kind of compared them to the 2021 Atlanta Hawks. And guess what? That Hawks team got further than this Knicks team.
Oh, really?
That was
Oh,
the
yeah,
series
yeah.
where the Sixers lost when Ben Simmons passed up the dunk and ruined all.
Oh, that's
faith
when
that
I knew it
had.
was over for you guys. That was
Yeah.
when I knew it was over.
That's when
for
I
you
lost
guys.
all faith in the Sixers. But yeah, this Knicks team was fraudulent. They didn't do anything better than they did last year. They have more questions about their roster than even the Sixers do, which is beautiful. And like they're just a loser franchise. They're losers, and I love it. And I think this Pacers Celtics series is going to be a lot more competitive than people are giving it credit for.
Oh, I'm
So many people have underestimated like how good this Pacers team is.
Yeah, dude, they're a good team.
Like that series, like your guys' series could easily go 6 or 7 games.
I would be shocked if it didn't go 7. It's gonna be a dogfight. You have Miles Turner sick. Pascal Siakam's gonna be a problem in the paint, or he kind of has been.
Halliburton's a
And he's good
superstar.
Halliburton is a star. That's
TJ McConnell's a
money.
dog.
Do we have Peyton Pritchard versus TJ McConnell in the all-white dude point
The
guard?
all-Catholic league. The all-Catholic league. CYO
Yeah, that
league.
is, dude. That is the CYO
CYO.
point guard. That's my people. All right. The jersey was hanging in the rafters there from the state championship year, but
all CYO
signed, by the
second
way.
team.
That was me. I got second team.
And then the other series in the NBA, Anthony Edwards is the coolest motherfucker alive.
Yeah, I've wanted to make this comparison, or not comparison, but there's been a lot of talk of him being compared to MJ. And when I say I agree, it's more to do with the mannerisms and how he plays the game. I watched a lot of Michael Jordan when I was in high school and playing basketball growing up. And when you watch Ant now, he moves, shoots, has the same like intensity as MJ. And also it's there. I could see him being compared to MJ more than LeBron would. I think that's more of a fair same position. Dude, they literally shoot the same. Their fadeaways are the same. Like, it's very eerie when they're making that comparison, and I can just see it.
Ant Edwards is just like a guy that, like, while your team is playing against him, you probably can't fucking stand it just because of how good he is, but like you respect the fuck out of how good he is. And like he's just very easy to root for. He's so fun.
He's so easy.
He's so like raw and talented. And did you see the clip with Charles Barkley and Anthony Edwards?
Oh yeah.
Where Charles Barkley was like, I haven't been to Minnesota in a long time. And Anthony Edwards said, bring your ass.
Yeah, bring your ass. Yeah,
the city of Minnesota took that and changed the URL for bringyourass.com, brings you to the tourism site for the city of Minnesota. Tip of the cap.
That's brilliant.
Well done.
That's I got a tip. I got to tip my cap there.
Bringyourass.com brings you to the city of Minnesota's tourism site.
I gotta try it out myself here. Let's get a live reaction. Bring is YA.
Yeah, it's like bringyourass.com.
Okay, bringyourass.com. Explore Minnesota. Star of the North. That is unbelievable. Well done. Well done,
it's
state of Minnesota.
Incredible.
That's so funny.
And I mean,
oh my god,
you get Ant Edwards versus Luka.
Dude, I got that double screened. Oh, Panthers scored.
Bing bong.
Oh jeez. Oh, I can't go into a Mario Kart stream with Luke being sad. This would be tough.
Beautiful.
God.
But Ant Edwards versus Luka, Tatum versus Halliburton. It's going to be an electric conference finals, and I think whichever teams advance, it's going to be an awesome NBA finals because outside of the Celtics who have been to the NBA finals recently, the other 3 teams, it's been forever.
It has. Pacers, I couldn't tell
Pacers,
you.
it's been
No,
forever.
I didn't say that.
Mavericks, it's been since the year against LeBron when they won with Dirk. And then Timberwolves, I think, was 04.
KG? Oh, he did, yeah. Definitely 04.
I think was the year that they went. So, like, it's been a while for all of those teams outside of the Celtics because they went a couple years ago against the Warriors.
Yeah. Oh,
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Last bit here before we get up out of here, we have a live event that's gonna be happening Sunday, June 9th in Philadelphia, at the Human Robot Brewery, their Schuylkill Banks location for the Canadian Grand Prix, our F1 Underground podcast live event. All the information's on our Instagram. It's all over our socials. June 9th, 2024, 2 p.m. Eastern at Human Robot, the Schuylkill Banks location, 2401 Walnut Street in Philadelphia. Casey, Owen, myself, potentially Christian if he's around, and a whole lot more going to be there for the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's going to be great. I'm going to talk to Casey and Owen, too, because that same day, Patty Pitts, we've been trying to get Stevie Mack to come down because that's also the Sunday of the London series. Might try to get there a little early, watch the Titans and the Mets play in London,
ooh,
and
that's
roll
smart.
into the Canadian Grand Prix. Live event, though, first time for F1 Underground. Very stoked for them. They have been working their asses off since they've gotten on board with us. And they will join every active podcast we have in doing a live event now.
Wow. Good for them.
Super stoked.
Good shit.
Big
Absolute
shout out to Human Robot in Philly for hosting us. Very excited for June 9th. Sunday, June 9th, 2 p.m. at Human Robot, their Schuylkill Banks location, 2401 Walnut Street in Philly. We will be there taking in the Canadian Grand Prix, and we will be vlogging the entire afternoon, too. So there will be a vlog.
Let's go.
Hopefully
Still need that Mania vlog.
Working on it.
You got some good clips there. I was thinking about that today. I was just thinking about Mania because I watched the ending of WrestleMania today. That's why.
How was that? The Cody Rhodes Philly Championship? The championship?
No, I was watching it was basically like watching the WWE version of Avengers Endgame with that ending. Because I was watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I was like, that got me back into Marvel, and then this came up, and I'm like, okay, it really was an Endgame type of finish.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes, Philly champion.
Damn it.
Patty Pitts, anything to plug before I give the rundown here to wrap up the show?
No, just follow me. Like, it's Patty Pitts on socials now. I'm that follow the name that I say every week. Makes sense. I'm going to be. I'll probably do this Friday, but the Nonsense Sports Network, twitch.tv/Nonsense Sports Network. I'm streaming games now. Okay, my commentary. We're doing wrestling. Kyle, get this. I took Sarah and made her a professional wrestler and am playing her wrestler through the WWE 2K My Rise. And it's already a blast. I did one already. Dude, wrestling games are so much fun. So I'll be doing that and other stuff. And we go live for the said wrestling show tomorrow at 7. And we'll be talking all things wrestling, not just WWE, but everything else, because it is the Thursday episode where we talk everything.
Can I blow your mind even more? The Phillies now lead the defending champion Texas Rangers 10-3 after 6.
Dude, what has happened since we hopped in the booth here?
We've gotten an Alec Boehm 2 RBI double, NL All-Star starting third baseman Alec Boehm, speaking it into existence.
Better be.
Make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. Underground Sports PHI on Facebook. We're getting eerily close to 3,000 followers on Facebook. Let's make that happen soon too.
Let's do it.
Follow Pitsy on the socials at Patty_Pitts. Follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter. KBIZZLE11 on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star review. It really helps when you guys subscribe on audio. And, of course, when you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. We're at 793 subscribers right now. Let's get to 800. Let's get to 900. Let's get to 1,000. Let's go get 100,000 so we can get a nice little silver plaque play button behind us. And then let's get a company trip to Iceland when we get to 400K. Come on.
I would love to go to Iceland. We're
manifesting. Get your merch at phiapparel.co. Use code Underground for 10% off your merch orders. And this show is presented by the City of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always a growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Next episode, our good pal, my co-host, Coach Deej. He's gonna be in the studio.
Oh, here we go.
Deej comes to town on Friday for the NCAA Final Four lacrosse championships going on at Lincoln Financial Field. So the boys will be at the link this upcoming weekend on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And Deej will be here from Friday all the way through to June 3rd. So big time stuff coming from the boys. Wow. As June 1st and 2nd will be up at Albany. And my little guy, my nephew, his birthday is May 31st. Deej is going to be here, so Deej and I are going to be at Dave & Buster's, baby. D&B's for young lad's birthday, baby. It's going to be a doozy of a time.
I've never been more jealous of you in my entire life. I love Dave & Buster's and Eddie. Oh, my God. You're going to have a blast. That's incredible.
Can't wait. I'm pumped. Patty Pitts, it's great to have you back. I'm glad you're
Thanks,
alive.
man. It's great to be back. You know what? It's great to be alive. That's all I got to say. Oh, great not to be on the couch that's behind me.
This has been episode number 640 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, your home of talking about the best team in Major League Baseball, the Fightin' Phils. For Patty Pitts, I'm KB. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Coach Deej potentially joining the two of us on a Sunday. Who knows? It's going to be a doozy of a time. But until then, we're getting the heck up out of here. We are signing off. Go Phils. Peace.